All right, look, I can admit when I was wrong. And welcome back to Boring Gear Reviews. If you did content like this, demos, reviews, ambient explorations, digging up old pedals and bringing them back, hit subscribe, hit like, hit share, hit comment, hit all that stuff. I put out new videos every week, sometimes 2 or 3, so you don't want to miss all those. And today on the show, we have a brand new pedal from a newcomer to our channel. This is the Black Prince by Gear Ant. Gear Ant is based out of Brooklyn, New York, and this is their brand new pedal, which is a phaser. So the thing I was wrong about was phasers. My introduction and first impressions of phasers was in high school. Like, I had heard them on other records, but the first time I played one, I'd been playing guitar since junior high, but a buddy of mine got into it in high school, and his dad gave him like an old PD amp. If I remember, it was either a classic or a deuce, a 212, and it had the phaser in it. And he wouldn't really play that much, but every time I would go over there, I would play, and I would just sit in his room and I would play, and I would always use that phaser. And I was always kind of under the impression that, like, it's fun to mess around with, but I don't really see the musicality of it. I don't personally connect with the sounds that I'm hearing and making. And that was just kind of how I lived my life for 30 years. But because of this channel, this is now the third phaser I've done, and I have to say, it's pretty rad. Now, there's one thing about me, I always do, if I have like hard opinions on stuff, I always re-examine them. And this was a great opportunity for me to do that. The Black Prince is a really great sounding phaser. And the controls are thus. We have speed, that will control the speed of the phaser. And below that we have depth, and that'll control the depth of the phaser. True bypass on the bottom, top ins and outs and power. For today's demo, I'm using my 1960 Gibson Melody Maker, and this has Lawler Melody Maker sized P90s. Universal Audio Apollo X6 interface, soft tube JMP 2203 amp plugin. All right, so for this first clip, we're going to start with the Death by Audio Reverberation machine. This will give us a little bit of reverb and a little bit of drive going into the next pedal, which is the Sending V2 from Electronic Audio Experiments. Now, why I chose this pedal was, besides the fact that it sounds excellent, is that it has an effects loop, which is where the mighty Black Prince is going to live for this clip. You pause for my settings right here. So we have our semi-driven with a little bit of reverb signal going into an analog style delay, which sounds awesome. But to make it really exciting, just the repeats of the delay are going to be affected by the phaser. And it is this gorgeous marriage of tone. The repeats have so much texture and movement and swirl to them, but our main signal is relatively unaffected. And this is a rad way of incorporating an effect like phaser, which usually kind of demands a lot of attention and to be front and center. So this way I can still get that beautiful, beautiful sound of this pedal while still having like a relatively dry signal. It's sick. Enjoy. All right, next up, we're going to start with the Black Prince. Here are my settings. That'll be going into the EAE and Obstructures boost, and finally into the Maris Mercury 7 for a bit of their Cathedra reverb. In the beginning, before I turn on the Obstructures boost, it is such a beautiful, glassy, chimey sound. It almost sounds like Twinkly. Okay, so this phaser has a vibe to it. It has like a gritty is the wrong word because it's not adding distortion, but it doesn't sound clinical. It doesn't sound sterile. So it's this super pretty sound, and then when we turn on the boost, it gets pretty gnarly. I have to say this about this pedal: the setting of it, yes, but just the kind of the tonality of it, where he has it kind of set, as far as like the balance and the EQ and just like the tone of the phaser, it feels like you're controlling it with like an expression pedal or like a wah pedal. So it doesn't feel like choppy or jarring. There is a very, it's hard to explain it, but there is a very natural quality to the movement of this phaser pedal. So with high gain after the Black Prince in this case, it has like this very kind of like guttural, like you're controlling it with a like a wah pedal. It's so cool. And lastly, we're still going to do the black Prince and the boost. You can pause for my settings. So we have a much faster speed here. And again, it's still like that fast wah sound. There's something about the pairing here that I just kind of really responded to. It created kind of like a modern and vintage sound that's kind of standard and weird. It just checked a lot of boxes for me. The clanginess of the boost and the kind of warmth of the Black Prince really just melded together to make something pretty cool. And that'll do it for the brand new pedal that comes out today from Gearant, the Black Prince. I was wrong. I was wrong about phasers. That is one of the cool things about doing this channel is it forces me to examine my feelings about things, my prejudices, my biases, and I'm very grateful for it. It's a weakness to hate on a bunch of stuff. And the more you can kind of find what you love about things, the better you are as just in your life. It feels better to be alive when you start looking for things that you love about stuff. And I have to say, he's made a killer pedal with this. Dead simple to use, extra small, very light, solid. It's rad. So I guess I'm a phaser guy now. If you got a problem with it, come at me in the comments. If you want to learn more about this pedal, check the link in the description below. And like I said, if you dig this type of content, don't forget to hit subscribe and hit the notification bell, because that helps my channel grow. It lets YouTube know that people want to watch this stuff, and it pushes me to more people. As always, I really appreciate everybody coming back to watch, and until next video, peace.